Ethos of Silence.
A veteran podcast aims to amplify the voices of veterans, creating a safe space for authentic conversations about their experiences, challenges, and triumphs. We seek to break the stigma surrounding mental health and foster community support, resilience, and understanding. Through storytelling, expert insights, and candid discussions, we strive to inspire healing, promote awareness, and empower veterans on their journeys.
Welcome. All right, and we're live. Ethos of Silence, and we're back. And who's my guest today?
My name is Winston Charles.
No, yeah, I know you pretty good, don't I?
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit of how you were raised. I know we served in the Marine Corps together. Where you come from? Where were you raised? What you got going on?
Well, I was born in West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where I spent most of my days.
Come on, Will.
No, seriously, I'm from Philadelphia. I used to spend my summers at the park that Will Smith rapped about. I ran the stairs that Rocky has, in the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
Liberty Bell and all that kind of stuff down in the summer, for school and stuff like that, in summer camp. So I'm a Philly born kid. I was there till I was about 14. My father got real sick, the cold and all that kind of stuff, and it forced us to look for warmer weather. And my parents settled on Florida.
Okay. So where were you in 9/11? Where were you when the Twin Towers were hit?
You know what? I was just talking to somebody the other day about this. It's one of those things in our history growing up as kids, right? So yeah. I was in St. Helena's Catholic School, and I was in my history class. I was fourth or fifth seat, closest to the wall, and I remember the head nun coming in and telling us all to be quiet and turning on the TV and just seeing the footage in the buildings and everything like that. And then probably within an hour, my parents were at the school picking up me and my siblings and rushing back home. And I remember there not being a lot of certainty because my parents were concerned about if we had to move. The news were saying that there could have been another attack.
Where were y'all staying at? Were y'all still in Philadelphia at that time? Y'all thought y'all were in a big city? Y'all were in a targeted area? What's going on?
Yeah. We were still in Philadelphia at that time. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely still in Philadelphia at that time. And as a precaution, the city shut down like all the major tourist sites and everything like that. School shut down. My parents didn't go to work. My mom worked for the government, and she was staying at home. And practically, like, the shelves at the stores were empty within a matter of hours.
Yeah,
so we were all caught up and held up in our houses for, I want to say, at least a week.
Okay. Wow. So, is that kind of why you joined the military? Was it a call to service? And tell me a little bit about your siblings before we jump into that. You said checked out your siblings. So you were raised in a big family, little family, tight knit unit with just your siblings, or you had a bunch of cousins around?
Okay.
What did you have?
Here it goes. So I was surrounded by females. My father and mother had a somewhat difficult relationship at times. So I didn't have a lot of male family members in my life for a period of time.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time on my mother's side of the family. Mother's side of the family is super close. I remember cookouts and barbecues, time spent with cousins and things of that nature. But my father did come around. My father did show up for me, and he used to take me up to New York. And I had a lot of male cousins in New York. So when I was with my dad during those, trying times, my parents were separated. My father would take me up to New York. I'd be with the, Haitian side of my family, and they're all super close up in New York and in Canada. And then when I was with my mother, I'd be in Philadelphia with my Puerto Rican side of the family. I have two sisters, both college educated, smart young women. They're, They're my sisters.
All right, let me slow you down. Let me ask you some questions. So, you're saying your dad was the Haitian side, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, what was it like running around with a bunch of Haitian teenagers up there with all your nephews at this time, or all your cousins at this time that were males? You know, that you're running around with. Like, what kind of activities did y'all get into? What kind of trouble did y'all raise? What part of New York were y'all in? Were y'all downtown in the streets, or playing baseball in the road like Hey Arnold and moving out the way for the cars, or were you in the country? What's going on?
So we're talking Brooklyn. We're talking Staten Island, Manhattan. Those areas, and to believe it or not, I know, like, you know me, you know me, Rancroft, more of the bigger guy.
Yeah, no. You're not a small person. We said you could lift heavy things for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I was the runt. On that.
You were the runt. Now, let me shape this up for everybody, because I know everybody's just listening. This guy looks like Mr. Incredible, and he's telling me he's the run of the litter.
Yeah, man. I was the run of the litter. I was.
Well, then that's where that underdog mentality comes from. I know that Marine, it amplifies you, but the fact that you having that underdog mentality since the day one that I met you, and people constantly underestimate you for multiple reasons, but the mentality you have, it drives me on countless days to be like, the stuff I'm throwing at him and he can keep going, I can keep doing this too. So
I appreciate that. I'll be honest, I think because I was 10, 11, and 12, and they were 14, 15, 16. So they were way ahead of me.
So you may not have actually been the runt. You were just smaller because you were younger.
Oh no! I mean, they were
still
like
the runt now?
6'3". Yeah, although they're 6'3" now, 6'4". I'm 5'10" and a half on a good day, 5'11", on my best day. So, but I outweighed them because they were skinny. They played soccer. They were lengthy. I was always the goalie because one of my cousins, he used to tell me, "You're the widest one, so you can cover up more of the net."
So New York soccer, not hockey, huh?
Yeah, it's soccer. It's soccer. And then when I was with my mom, I had to protect all the girls.
Yeah, I feel you.
I had nothing but female cousins on that side of the family. So a lot of stuff fell on me, whether it was like walking them to the corner store or
a very, very wise person once told me, and she looked like Oprah, told me that I have a save-a-ho syndrome. And it's also part of like being the oldest child type syndrome of the fact of if there's a problem, I've got to solve it. And that's just the way it is. I see something in distress, I've got to solve it, and I want to create stability in my world. And when somebody creates instability in my world, it's weird because I don't understand why you're doing something that causes chaos in a system that works so perfectly. No, most definitely. I second that. I'd say that's a lot, and a lot of what helped mold me and stuff like that. Okay. So let's jump forward in your life a little bit. Why'd you join the Marine Corps?
Okay, this is kind of a long story. I'll try to condense it and make it the best I can.
No, man, take your time. The longer you take, I just pause it. We go with a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4, and it's more content,
okay,
man.
All right.
Take your time.
Sure. All right. Here we go. I went to high school down in Florida. So 14, we moved down to Florida. And so I'm basically a fish out of water, right? The way I walk, the way I talk, the way I dress, everything like that just doesn't fit the aesthetic here in Florida. So I had a hard time adapting my first year.
Did you jump in any sports to mold and get your little peer group going on, or what did you do?
I'm gonna be completely honest. My father was more about like grades and stuff like that, and didn't really care too much about sports.
Your education is what's going to take you where you got to go in life. The sports are just going to build a little bit of extra character.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, like my family at times had struggled with my father's health and finances and stuff like that, and the prices of sports, to join teams and travel and do all those things. So that's big here in Florida.
Oh, no. It's big in Florida, because I was wondering if you went to one of these powerhouse schools that are, technically ranked in one of the nation's top schools, that actually at the end of the season, they're like, we're going to go play the best team in Georgia after we've won, just to say that our state's better than their state, and there are powerhouse high schools, and it's ridiculous. And it's almost like there's powerhouse high schools in Texas where some of these stadiums are bigger or as big as, looking at these college programs, especially all the little colleges, much less, when they start getting as big as some of the actual community colleges and stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I did not go to no such high school, but we had a few in my day, and recently I think we just had Reigns or Reebok High School just go like undefeated and win the high school championship here. It was kind of a big deal. I wasn't following it too closely, but
okay.
No, I spent a lot of time chasing girls.
Yeah, didn't we all? It's that chase that never ends.
I probably spent way too much time and effort.
No, hey,
girls.
Be careful, Chuck. Your kids will be able to hear and witness what you say, and I have to be mindful of myself, because there's things that I could jump into that So please protect my innocence.
Well, I'll just say this: I quickly developed let's say a.
Nah, you're good, dog. You're good, dog. It's just a heads up. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I quickly developed a reputation.
Yeah.
More or less.
Don't we all?
And high school was, for the most part, was uneventful. I could break out you with stories of chasing girls and stuff like that, but all you need to basically know is there were a lot of girls, a lot of broken hearts, a lot of chasing, so on and so forth. But what really got me into the military. So I graduated high school, and I'm not ashamed of this. I graduated high school with a 2.3 GPA.
Okay.
That was enough to play sports and enough to graduate, but it wasn't my best effort, if I'm being honest. My mother had me tested, had me go to all kinds of stuff, and everyone kept telling me, "No, he's not stupid. He just doesn't try." That's because I threw all my effort into girls, and I caught a couple lucky breaks. And matter of fact, that might be should be the title of this episode, is Lucky Breaks, because my life has been a series of lucky breaks. But I ended up graduating, and my mom had put just a little bit of money aside, and it was to go to this college right here, local college here in Jacksonville. And they used to do this thing where they let you come on campus and kind of check it out and everything before you still start school and everything like that. So I spent one day doing
trying to recruit somebody. All right. Took a tour of the little community college there in Jacksonville, huh?
Yeah. And I spent the whole day looking at girls, oogling and ogling, and when I got home, I realized my mom, who worked so hard to put this money away, my father who's in the hospital, my sisters who, could probably use that money. I told my mom to save it. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So she said, if you're not going to go to college, you got to have a job. That's all right, cool. So I started working at a Winn-Dixie, little shopping market, and then from there I went to UPS, and I loved working at UPS.
The Winn-Dixie I worked at in high school is now shut down. It's a Super One. The one in New Roads, the one in Zachary's done turned into an Aldi. Like Winn-Dixie's dead. Is Winn-Dixie still up in Jacksonville? Can you still go to the Winn-Dixie you started at?
Yeah. I was there like the other day.
Hey man, I like to tie it all together a little bit. What you got?
So, Winn-Dixie, I was a bagger, worked my way up to cashier, and then stocker, and I quickly realized I just didn't have the tolerance for people and whining. So I wanted a job that took me away from people, and my buddy at the time was like, "Hey, I'm working at UPS. Come check it out." And it was great. I like being physically fit. Carrying heavy boxes was a thing. So I used to work my butt off. I worked the night shift. So I was sleeping during the day, working all night. I get off work, spend some money with my friends.
So how old are you now?
I was 17.
Okay. So you graduated high school a little early?
Yeah. Yeah, I graduated at 17, and I started working at UPS. I turned 18, and before I turned 18, this is a good story. So I was sitting in my buddy's house, and we're playing Call of Duty, playing Modern Warfare, actually. So his dad comes in. He just did 20-something years in the Navy, basically kicks down the door, says, "Hey, USOBs need to do something with your lives. You're just wasting it. Go down to the recruiter and go make something for yourself." That's it. That's how I started in the military. The military was not on my radar. I was working at UPS. I was dating this Puerto Rican girl, and I thought I was gonna get married to her, and that's a story for another time.
Dude, I've seen some of the girls you brought around. I've lived in your house with some of the girls you brought around. Dude, when you tell me they're pretty, there's no understatement. There's no understatement. Whenever you're saying there's this beautiful Puerto Rican, everybody can think of a supermodel because that is who it is, And we've got this underdog mentality of this guy who's not going to give up, and he's going to figure out a way to impress this person that he should not be impressing because they are way out of anybody's league because they are, the finest thing you can imagine walking the earth, and to
be honest, I kind of had to work a little harder than most for that one.
Hey, sometimes it's worth the effort.
But so like I said, we were deciding, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go talk to the recruiters. We hopped in his Toyota Camry. And I remember we're driving down to the recruiter office, and I'm calling everybody because it's still during time of war. This would have been 2007, so we were very much still active in theater and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
07. What month in 07 is this?
So I graduated in May, June, July, but in September.
All right, September of 07. Corporal Loucks right now is just getting off of being a gate guard and going back to touch a Harrier for the first time, and his wife is pregnant, and he's being told that he is going advance party to Iraq in a week, and his grandpa just died.
Man,
that's what's going on for me at that exact moment in time for you. That's September 07.
I'll paint a pretty better picture. It was a tan Toyota Camry. The place we left was called Maverick Trails. It couldn't have been more than 15 minutes to the recruiter office. And in those 15 minutes, I called my girlfriend at the time, and she told me, now here's the kicker. I can join any branch, I just can't join the Marine Corps.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How dare you threaten me?
I call my mom next because, I'm a teenager, right? Priorities.
Yeah.
I call mom. I say, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna go talk to the military recruiter." And she said, "Okay, baby, you can talk to anybody, just don't talk to the Marines." It's okay. And I can't remember who else. I don't remember who else I called, right. But I know I called like my aunts and everybody. And,
all right. So this gorgeous Puerto Rican was your first call, and she says not to join the Marines. Your mother is your second call, and you're riding in your buddy's Toyota Camry. He's driving, and your second call is to Mama Bear, and Mama Bear says, "Okay, baby, go and talk to the recruiters. Just don't talk to the Marine." I got it.
Yeah.
And yet somehow we'll fast forward. You become a Marine recruiter. What Mama Bear think of that one?
She thought it was funny. The irony.
It is ironic.
She pointed that out, actually. Yeah, she pointed that out.
I'll call it something better. It's a lucky break.
Yeah, it's a lucky break. Yeah. So, we get down to the recruiter office, and it goes like this. It's if you ever are in Jacksonville, you see the recruiter office goes, specifically the area that I'm in. It goes Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps. Okay, I haven't been down there in a while. I don't know if it's still that same way, but
well, that's really cool. So it's like a wing of them all, but the Marines are like at the very end of the wing, so you got to walk past everybody else to get there.
Yeah.
Cool. See, here, ours at the Mall of Louisiana. They had the Navy was there, the Army was there, and the Air Force was there. The Marine Corps was in a little shitty shopping center around the corner in the hood. That's where the Marine Corps was.
Okay.
The Marine recruiter would be chilling there, and he'll pick somebody up and he'll bring them in the middle of everywhere, and he'll be like, "Yeah, you want to do it or not? I can bring you back to the mall, dog. I can drop you off. If you want it, it's here. If you don't want it, there's the door, buddy. I'll bring you back to the mall right now."
Yeah. So I go to the Army office, and like I said, it's time of war. There's a bunch of people in there, and I'm just saying from my perspective. I'm not trying to rag on any other branches. It is what it is from my perspective.
No, you remember the bonuses they were offering to join the Army at that time?
Yeah, they were.
How much money were they offering you to join the Army?
Man, it was like $10K, $15K, $20K.
We're talking an 18-year-old kid. They offering you $15K to join the Army right now. Okay.
Yep.
Take me through the story, dog. What happens?
So we're sitting in the Army office, and it's just a row of chairs, and it's almost like a conveyor system at this point. I mean, it's cubicles everywhere. As soon as the guy's sitting down, he's almost like getting right back up. They're taking pictures and pushing him out the door. I got it. It happens. But whenever I notice it's my turn to come up, I'm kind of looking around, and there's a guy sitting next to me, and this guy is probably, I don't know, early 20s, something like that. He said, "Hey man, are you joining the Army?" I said, "Hey, I'm joining today. I'm looking at him, considering it." And he goes, "Yeah, man, I've been trying to join. I just got a couple issues. I got a DUI and I got some drug use, and I got waivers for all my stuff though." And he's just running off this list of things that he has. You know what I mean?
Just telling you about the way it's going. This 18-year-old kid's looking at this 22-year-old dude who's got his life all a mess, and like, "Hey man, the Army's gonna fix me. They said they're gonna take care of me. I got a DWI. They said they're gonna give me my driver's license back. I'll be all right. They're gonna straighten me out." You're like, yeah.
So I look and I'm like, man, this dude, he's messed up. He's FUBAR, right? So I literally get up, I grab my buddy by the arm, and I said, "Hey man, this is not for us. Like, we can't do this." So we walk out the Army office, we go into the Navy office. And
hold on, and a recruiter doesn't stop you, recruiter doesn't walk up to you, recruiter doesn't try and pitch you, nothing. They just let you walk.
I mean, it's almost like a conveyor system. You know what I mean? Like, at one point, there were people standing outside.
Yeah, they didn't even care because they were making their numbers by people just coming to them. That the Army was literally at that time, because we were at war. Everybody was with the war. Like, it was a conveyor system. They had it going. The recruiters didn't even get up from their booths and see that somebody at the front of the line decided that they were going to exit stage left. Cool. Yeah. There's something young kids should take out of that exact moment, right? So I've got a buddy. I was sitting around having drinks with him, and he revealed to me, he said, "Hey man, I went to school to be a diesel mechanic, right? And I passed school. It was like 18 months or whatever, real quick school, engine have combustion, you do this stuff, it make combustion, and this not happening, and no combust. 18 months in and out, you go to the shop, you learn." He goes to the shop and he looks around and he's like, the owner of the shop's had 2 DWIs on his 4th wife. And every time, and he tells the story of every time he's divorced, like she ends up getting you buy her out of the shop and you rebuy your shop and all this other different stuff, and he's working with these mechanics. One of them's got a drug problem and he's teaching them how to work on stuff, and he's like, "I really want to learn how to work on stuff like you can, but I don't want to have it, sees that they're alcoholics and all these other different things." And it's like, you are the people that you surround yourself with. So you don't want to be that crowd. That's why it's important to, before you put the money into going to school, take a look at what that job kind of looks like for what you're getting into. Is that what you want? Is that where you see yourself? Is that what you want? Like, it's not a problem if you want that lifestyle of partying and working on stuff and then coming back and partying again. I mean, that was a lot of the military. We worked on aircrafts real hard. Then we were in a foreign country where we had the opportunity to buy a monkey and have the monkey, hang out on our shoulder for a block or two and then run back to where we bought it from. And we're like, my monkey ran away. But I've got a story about buying a monkey and my monkey running away, so it's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
So, you've got to take that forward projection. And it's really wise of you at that time, at such a young age, to not just be like, well, he's fucked up. I'm not going to be fucked up. I'm cool. Let's join the army.
Yeah, man. And to be completely honest, I'm happy with the choice I made, but I'm gonna explain why later. We're gonna continue on. So we walk into the Navy, and they had me, man. They were talking about traveling. They were seeing the world, all these things, and then all of a sudden, I see, like, they show me the racks, like where you sleep in, and they're explaining to me that, like, hey, when you start out,
they fucked up there. That would scare me the hell off. They show me one of them coffin racks. Hey, man, this is your living quarters on the ship, and this is where you get to sleep, and this is your bed. Why are you showing me all this? This is some shit I can deal with when I show up. Yeah, no. The Navy almost had me. The Navy had that model of go fast, right? And they were like, look, airspeed, we're gonna get you in. We're gonna train you. You're gonna go fast. You're gonna be a warrior. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. And you're gonna make the whole thing work. Dude, I love the Navy's pitch. It was awesome. It was awesome until you get to see that they're wearing them little fucking Mario capes everywhere. Like, nope. I'm not Mario with that. I didn't collect enough feathers to wear that cape. I'm not good enough at Mario to join your little clan.
Well, like, again, lucky. I just had that day. I got lucky again, just asking the right questions, and I asked, like, what do you mean by, like, sharing beds, and they go into explain, like, how, like, you'll be on one shift, and when you're on your shift, the other guy's sleeping in that rack, and then when they're off shift, you sleep in that rack, and he's at work.
Right? He's all of a sudden bragging about hot racking with somebody. You're like, whoa, hold on. Like, I understand that when I joined the Marine Corps and we go on some little rescue mission that we're going to end up putting all the people we rescue in one squad bay, so we'll move all the Marines to another one and make the Marines share between days and nights and stuff like that. Like, cool, whatever. That's going to be later on in my career, but that is not part of my recruiting speech to get me in. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So that, and then I see the Popeye uniform, man, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. I don't look good in all white and bell bottoms and everything like that. So again, I walk out. So now is the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
And I knock on the door. He answers, and he's like, "Hey, I'm too busy today. Make an appointment, whatever." And I probably chased this guy down. Like, I chased this guy down for 2 weeks, right? And finally, like, I'm in his office. I get him. I take the practice test. All the things. Everything's going great. And I'll never forget. One, he was chubby. Okay?
Yeah.
And his belly came over his belt buckle, okay? And he was well, I will give him that he was the first black guy I've seen in uniform, right? So I really tried to really relate and think, okay, this is going to be me in 5, 10, 15
This is going to be me. I'm going to eat really good. They must be paying a lot of money because I love food. Yeah, I see it. I mean, I'd love a future to where my belly leans over my belt buckle. I've been trying to get there for years.
Yeah, no. Absolutely was not what I was looking for. It's not what I envisioned.
No, not an 18-year-old young man who had to trace somebody down that long and then sees that he's this well-fed Air Force person. So I got a quick story about the Air Force. There's a podcast on here, and it's this guy, and he was a wrestler from one of the Midwest states or whatever. And then he said he joined the Air Force. His parents signed for him to join when he was 17. He turned 18 in boot camp. Their little platoons are called flights, and they form so many flights to make a flock and all this other different fucking retarded shit. But anyway, he said he was a wrestler, and he said he got out of shape in their training because of, like, how their training was. He got out of shape. Like, he was already very well winded at being able to run long distances and different stuff like that from his training. He said he got out of shape in recruit training. Well, not recruit training, fucking whatever they call it,
Whatever.
like pigeon training, maybe. I don't know what the Air Force calls it.
I mean, I don't really know either. Like I said, just at the time, what I heard about the Air Force and what everyone was telling me, only the smart people go to the Air Force, and it's safe and it's relatively easy compared to some of the other things you could be doing.
All right, Chuck. Well, we're at 29 minutes and 51 seconds, and I'm going to cut this short and chop it off, and we'll pick up where we left off on the next one. You got any words of wisdom?
To be completely honest, it's better to live with regrets. Oh, sorry. No, it's better. I think it's always better to live with mistakes than regrets.
Hey. So, I think it was Eisenhower's wife that said this, right? Marines have they have the most beautiful uniform and the dirtiest minds, and Eisenhower said that, or maybe it was, I don't know, some president said that everybody goes through life wondering if they made a difference, and a Marine doesn't have to wonder if they made a difference. They already know.
Yeah.
Ethos of Silence. We're out.
We now have a moment of silent prayer for those still in the battle, for our departed comrades, for those missing in action, and for those held as prisoners of war.